What's up guys, this is ZonalFear bringing you my first Gotham City Imposters free-to-play gameplay commentary. For those of you that watch my channel, you will know that I regularly upload Gotham City Imposters uncut videos. I play a lot of Gotham City Imposters and I really enjoy the game. For those of you that haven't tried it, if you're on PC, you're in luck. Gotham City Imposters is free to play on PC, unlike the PS3 and Xbox 360 versions, and it is a fantastic game once you get into it. It takes all of the sort of characters out of the Batman universe and sort of cartoons up the graphics a little bit and cartoons up the guns, and it is a really fun shooter. I've sunk a lot of hours into Gotham City Imposters, both the paid version, which I bought earlier this year, and the free to play version, which is not long out on Steam. I really enjoy this game, and I do recommend that those of you that haven't tried it, do try it. It is fantastic and it's held my attention for a very long time. So here I'm playing a team deathmatch game, which is exactly as it says on the tin. You know, kill the enemy, kill more of the enemy as quick as you can. The weapon I'm using here is the Shredder, which I've used a little bit before, but it has only been the last sort of few times I've played Gotham City Imposters that I've really got into it. Usually I use the Dawn Patrol and the Persuader shotgun, and they've all sort of given me good results in the past, but I decided that I wanted to change it a little and decided to swap out my Dawn Patrol for the Shredder. And the Shredder is actually a really good gun. It has a high capacity clip, if you like, and it's very fast firing, and as you can see from here, it's also really accurate. I use the burly sort of body class. One of the things that Gotham City Imposters does is it allows you to select what sort of character build you'd like to pick. So you have your sort of lightweight character class, and then you go on to your sort of heavier character classes, and finally ending up at the mighty class. The difference between the classes is the speed at which they move, and also the hit points which they have. So the burly is sort of second from top in terms of how many hit points it actually has, at 220, but it's still quite agile once you equip rollerblades. Rollerblades adds a lot of maneuverability to the burly class, which is usually quite slow, and I find that adding rollerblades to the burly class has sort of really helped my sort of performance in team deathmatch games in particular. Other people choose to use lighter classes, and the benefits of the lighter classes is that they can move a lot faster. So a lighter class carrying a katana will be deadly on the right maps, but as they only have limited hit points, you can gun them down from range very easily. So it's kind of like the balance, you know, do you go for a fast character who can't take much of a beating, or do you go for a slower character that can take more of a beating, but faster characters will run circles around you? You know, it's a very balanced game in that aspect, and you can choose how you want to play. I choose the Birdie class because it has a decent amount of hit points, and once you equip rollerblades, it's actually quite quick as well to use. So it's kind of like, you know, the middle ground of the two. And so far, all my games that I've actually played have been with the Birdie class once I unlocked the character. For those of you that have played Gotham City Imposters before it went free to play, Warner Brothers and Monolith will basically give you like a thank you pack. You know, it's called very important imposter pack or something like that. And how you redeem that is whatever sort of gaming service you bought the original Gotham City Imposters on before it became free to play, you copy out the key code from whichever service it is. So if it's Steam, you copy the key code from Steam. If it's EA Origin, you copy the code from EA Origin, and then you go to Steam, and then you go to redeem a game via Steam. You copy and paste the Gotham City Imposters key code, and it awards you this Imposters pack, which is kind of like a thank you for, you know, sort of playing Gotham City Imposters before it came free to play. I bought Gotham City Imposters earlier on in the year during a sale on Origin when it was about a $5. And even though it went free to play not too long afterwards, I don't regret it because it is a fine game and it has been very fun for me. It's not a serious shooter, So for those looking for a really serious shooter, you're probably best looking elsewhere. But I find that Gotham City Imposters really sort of fills the gap when I'm not really in the mood to play a serious game, but I still want to play a shooting game. It's a very good game that kind of covers all bases. It's not serious. It's quite a laugh actually, and it's one of the few games that I find myself not getting frustrated at. Usually when you sort of die on other first-person shooters, how did he get me? Why did I die? Whereas on Gotham City Imposters, I find that generally, I don't get as annoyed when I'm killed in a crappy way compared to other first-person shooters. And perhaps that's because it's not really a game that you take seriously. You go in the game to have fun rather than sort of be really ultra competitive like Battlefield 3 and Medal of Honor kind of encourages you to do. It's like these games are saying you must try hard 100% of the time, whereas Gotham City Imposters doesn't really care. And it's a lot of fun because of that. Graphically speaking, it's quite a nice looking game on the PC. It runs okay enough. I have a few problems with the game sort of freezing for a split second every now and again, which is quite odd, and I've spoken to a couple of other friends who have had similar problems with Gotham City Imposters as well. So maybe that's some sort of bug. Every now and again it will sort of just lose a couple of frames, and it's really noticeable when you're constantly at sort of 60 frames or above, and all of a sudden you drop like 10-20 frames for no reason. But other than that, it's a really nice game, really nice looking. It performs well enough. I've had it running very nicely on both my 8800 GT on medium and also my GTX 550 Ti at maximum, and both times it's run very, very nice. So it doesn't require an epic rig to actually pull the game. As long as you have a sort of dual core PC and a graphics card that's better, equivalent to or better than an 8800 GT, then you'll do quite well. And once you put a bit of time into it, you'll see that actually this is a really, really good game. Weapons wise, most of the weapons are very well balanced. There are some that aren't quite there, and Monolith's support of Gotham City Imposters is a bit so-so at the moment. But overall the weapons are all very nicely balanced with sort of counters to each weapon that is available there. So it has the right sort of balance both weapon wise in terms of what sort of classes you can pick, and basically you can play it how you want to play it. Overall, I'd really recommend Gotham City Imposters to those that haven't played it, and it's definitely worth trying out once. It's completely free, it's free to download from Steam, and I strongly recommend that you do so. Give this game a try and you'll see what a fantastic game it actually is. Okay guys, I'd like to thank you for listening and watching. Until next time, take care.